We see them everywhere, right? These big, complex social problems that just feel, well, overwhelming, almost impossible to solve. But what if I told you there's a structured way to actually approach them? A framework that can turn that vague feeling of, I want to help, into a real, sustainable solution. Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right here.
Okay, so for this journey, we're going to borrow a map, and this one comes from the Flying Wings online school. We're going to be diving into their module on social problem identification to really unpack this super disciplined, really powerful process that, honestly, anyone can learn from.
It's a feeling we all know. You see a problem in your community or out in the world, and you feel that pull, that urge to do something. But the sheer scale of it all, it can be paralyzing. And the biggest question is usually the very first one: where do you even begin?
So this whole framework, it doesn't start with an action. It actually starts with a mindset. It's all about learning to think like a whole new kind of problem solver. And that brings us to this core idea, social entrepreneurship. Now, this isn't just about charity or good intentions. It is a disciplined approach. It's about balancing two absolutely crucial things: creating genuine social impact while also building something that can actually sustain itself for the long haul. It's really about looking at a tough challenge and seeing a hidden opportunity inside.
So, with that mindset, we get to our next crucial step. One of the biggest traps in trying to solve a problem is just rushing to fix the first thing you see. This part is all about digging past those obvious surface-level symptoms to find out what's really going on underneath.
And here is a beautifully simple but incredibly powerful tool for that job: the 5 whys. It's so straightforward. You start with the problem you see, and then you just ask, why? And then you ask it again and again. Each time you ask, you're peeling back another layer of the onion, getting you closer and closer to the actual root cause of the issue.
And wow, this slide just nails the difference, doesn't it? The symptom might be children are not attending school. So the quick fix, I don't know, maybe build a new classroom. But if you ask why, you might find out the real reason, the root cause, is that the only well in the village is contaminated, and the kids are just too sick to go. See, fixing the symptom does nothing. Fixing the well, that changes everything. So once you understand the real problem, the next step, well, this might be the most important one of all. You have to understand the people at the absolute heart of it. And this means you've got to get specific. You need to tell the difference between 3 key groups. First, you have the beneficiaries. Those are the people who will directly benefit. Think of the kids in a literacy program. Then you have the customers, the ones who might pay for it. Maybe it's a foundation funding the program. And then there are the stakeholders. That's pretty much anyone else affected, like parents, teachers, even the local government. Mapping all this out is absolutely crucial.
But look, this isn't just some mechanical mapping exercise. It's an ethical one. You have to approach your community with genuine respect, and you have to take the time to really understand the local culture, the power dynamics, and the inequalities that are shaping the problem. Because without that, even the most well-intentioned solution can end up causing more harm than good.
And this is the kind of profound insight you get only when you truly listen. We might just assume the problem is a lack of resources, so the solution must be a donation, right? But the community, they might be telling you something completely different. They're saying they need empowerment, not charity. They need a market. This brings us to the real pivot point. This is where all that deep understanding, the root cause analysis, the stakeholder map, all those conversations gets transformed into an actual actionable idea. This is where the magic happens.
We all start with something that sounds kind of like this, right? A vague, well-meaning statement. We need to help the local artisans. And it sounds nice, but it's not a plan. It's a wish. There's no clear direction on how to actually do anything.
But after doing the work, that vague wish transforms into a sharp, focused opportunity. Just listen to this. How might we create a stable, online marketplace to connect with global customers, bypassing unreliable tourist seasons? All of a sudden, it's not a wish anymore. It's a direction. It's a challenge you can actually start designing a real solution for.
So that brings us to the final, crucial point. Why is all this foundational work so incredibly important? Well, it's because this is what ensures that the solution you eventually build will actually have a real, lasting impact. This insight from the curriculum is really the key takeaway of the whole thing. You don't just jump into building cool ideas. You build methodically, based on real needs you've uncovered, a deep understanding of the context, and a serious commitment to ethical thinking. That is the foundation of any successful social enterprise.
What's so powerful about this process is that it isn't just abstract theory. It creates tangible stuff. You walk away with a clear social problem brief, a solid root cause analysis, a detailed stakeholder map, and those absolutely priceless empathy insights. These are the literal building blocks for whatever you create next.
So we'll leave you with this thought. This framework isn't just for big-shot entrepreneurs. It's for anyone who wants to make a difference. You can apply this exact way of thinking to your own community, your workplace, or any challenge you're passionate about. So, the question is, what problem around you deserves a deeper look?